I'm similar to the Thriller in Manila. Honeys call me bigger, the condom filler. Whether it's stiff tongue or stiff dick, Biggie squeeze it to make shit fit. Now check this shit, I got the pack of Rough Riders in the back of the Pathfinder. You know the epilogue by James Todd Smith. I get swift with the lyrical gift. Hit you with the dick, make your kidney shift. Here we go, but I'm not domino. I got the funk flow to make your drawers drop slow. So recognize the dick size in these Coincatch jeans. I wear 13s, know what I mean? I fuck around and hit you with the Hennessy dick. Mess around and go blind, don't get to see shit. The next batter, here to shatter your blatter, it doesn't matter. Skinny or fat or light skinned or black, baby, I drop these. Boniqua mommy, screaming, I poppy. I love it when they call me Big Pop, but I only smoke blunts if they roll prop. But look, I got ya caught up with the drunk flow. Fuck taekwondo, I told a fofo. For niggas getting mad cause they bitch chose me, a big black motherfucker with G. You see, all I do is separate the game from the truth. Big bang boots from the Bronx to Bolivia, getting physical like Olivia Newt. Tricks up my click dick all day with no trivia. So give me a bankroll and a bag of weed. I'm guaranteed to fuck her till her nose bleed. Even if the new man's a certified Mac, you get that H down in you. You want that old thing back? B-I-double-T-I-E with some new R-U-L-E. Notorious, known for busting in your E-Y-E. Baby, baby, bitches know they love to hate me. I come, you come, we come, we're back, so maybe. How close we came to coming together is crazy. How come you and your sis make similar faces? When y'all coming, y'all be crying like I'm killing y'all bitches. I know there's a bigger picture than the camera roll. Cause I don't think y'all be knowing how this shit's unfolding. Back shots to the rear, got the Mac unloading. Gotta reload like every so often. Saying I got my swagger back, I'm looking like bitch, my swagger never left. Don't be so hard pressed to be impressed by these new rappers. They actors and the fact is, you want that old thing back. Like Scarface and Bushwick, Willie D, having nightmares of girls killing me. She mad because what we had didn't last. I'm glad because her cousin let me hit the ass. Fuck the past, let's dwell on the 500 SL, the E and J and ginger ale. The way my pockets swell to the rim with Benjamins. Another hunt's in the crib, please send it in. I fuck non-stop, lick my lips a lot. Used to lick the clips a lot, but making clips have to stop. Cause y'all don't know how to act when the tongue go down below. Peep the funk flow, really go. I got the cleanest, meanest penis. You never seen this, stroke of genius. So take off your Tim boots and your bodysuit. I mean the spandex, and hit my man next. Sex get rougher when they come to the nut buster. Pussy crusher, black nasty motherfucker. I don't chase them, I replace them. And if I'm caressing them, I'm undressing them. Fuck what you heard, who's the best in New York? Fulfilling fantasies without that nigga Mr. Raw. Or tattoo, I got you wrapped around my dick. And when I'm done, I got the split shit.
AT&T presents a straightforward moment.
Your wine?
Thanks. I'm gonna say it's good, despite knowing nothing.
And I'll pretend it's not ridiculously marked up.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a minute. I won't lie with you. I've been taking a break. We've been streaming religiously for every day for like the last, not every day, but 3 days a week for the last almost 3 years. So I took, I've been kind of taking some time off, enjoying the weather. So I do apologize if you've been looking forward to the streams and wondering where I am. I am planning to continue streaming. I'm going to be a little bit spotty over the next 2 months because I've got a lot of fishing trips planned. I'm busy with a lot of different stuff. So just hold tight. If you don't see me for a week or so, just know that's why. Daniel, anytime, my man. So, gonna be a quick one today, guys. I gotta go finish cutting my grass. I like to do it when the sun's out. I mean, the sun's gonna be out till 8 p.m., but I want to get it done while it's warm. Mike is only playing in left ear. I think that's an audio issue on your side, but I can double check for you. Yeah, I think that's an issue on your end, but if it's for everybody else, I'll try and fix it. But all right, let's get into it. We don't have a ton of time today. Wanted to give you guys a general overview of what I'm seeing, what I'm expecting. So Bitcoin back at 94K. Gotta say, I don't want to sound like I'm surprised. Like, I'm not surprised we bounced a little bit. Definitely to 94 so quickly, especially with a lot of the overall market turmoil, the tariffs being in place, obviously the tariff delay, interest rates could possibly go up, inflation still going up. So lots on the overall horizon for uncertainty, and seeing risk assets pump decently is pretty wild. Same for me, left side only. Let me try and fix it real quick. Let's see. It's so weird. I don't know why it's... Yeah, because on my side, it shows that there's only one of the mixer bars is turned on. I don't know why it's doing that. Because it's sensing my... Dude, Streamlabs has such a gigantic problem with audio. I hate it. So I do apologize if it's left ear only. Mic needs to be replaced. Yeah, probably. Probably. I mean, I can switch to the headset. It's just not going to be as clear. Actually, let's see if this is better. Is that a little bit better? Let me know if it's not. I can go back to the other mic. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of get in. If it's not working, I'll turn the other mic. Said it's not bullish anymore. I mean, yeah, I'm using a clickbait title to bring you in. And it doesn't even say it's back in a bull run. I said, are we? Okay, S&P 500. Retesting our diagonal, retesting our overall horizontal resistance. I have this like a much larger resistance area here because I'm not sure on where the specifics are. Primarily because you have a breakout retest continuation here. You also have what looks like we bounced from this area and then headed lower. So I'm like, okay, is there a chance we have a much larger resistance zone? Just add mono channel in OBS for your mic. That'll probably fix it. Yeah, I don't know, I'll figure it out later. I'm gonna try and fix it. I thought you were gonna smash the mic on air once you sold. Yeah, but we never really got a full bull market, so I didn't. I need to buy a new one. Go back. Okay, I'll go back to the other mic. Yeah, I have no idea why it's being such a pain in the ass. I don't. How do you add a mono channel for the mic? Do I have to do that through Windows settings, or can I do it through Because I don't see mono on here. Like, you see what I mean? Yeah, none of that shows up. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe added as an effect? Let's see. Maybe I gotta do this. Maybe that'll work. No, that didn't work. Yeah, I have no idea why it's doing that. We're just gonna roll with it. I'll fix it later. I don't have a ton of time today. Sound is perfect. Okay. Next time you have more time. It isn't horrible. Okay. All right. Cool. So S&P, to me, guys, this looks like a retest of resistance. We have a couple other smaller resistance zones drawn. I have an overarching picture of what I want to see. I'm going to delete some of this so you guys can get a better view. So I would like to see some kind of range form in this area. Maybe we make a lower low. Maybe we just kind of come in range and then head higher. That'd be fine with me. Similar to maybe something like this, but instead of dipping down so much, we just head straight forward. I think a range is needed for higher, and a lot of that has to do with Bollinger Bands. We don't have a ton of volatility on the horizon. Our top band is all the way here at 6,300. Our bottom band, we're actually still below. Oh no, our bottom band's here at 5,183. That is a 20% price difference between the bands. So for me, to build that volatility so you can continue either higher or lower, we need to see some consolidation. I do think Bitcoin is taking advantage of the stock market moving sideways. I think during this period, Bitcoin could move to like 112. I personally don't think we go any higher than that. And that's just me. Right? And we'll get to that in a minute. I did want to talk about the dollar. So I know I'm going to have a lot of people hate this idea, but I think a lot of the reason the dollar's dropped, and look, it's dropped with stocks as well. Right? Dollar and stocks have dropped. So in my opinion, I think that this is due to that kind of global economic issue. And I've tried to say that for the last several weeks and kind of refreshing everyone's mind. Think of the tariff thing as like a black swan event. During a black swan event, everything drops, right? During COVID, everything dropped. Nothing held value. Everything dropped. Now, I'm not saying that this is a black swan event, but this is similar in the effect that everything's dropping together, which remarkably, other than Bitcoin, which is kind of incredible to see. Let's put Bitcoin up here. I mean, here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been moving the complete opposite direction. I guess Bitcoin has been moving with stocks recently. Yeah, I guess Bitcoin has been moving with stocks. More, much larger of a gain. But does that mean we'll get much larger of a loss if the S&P corrects? Which again, in my opinion, we've broke down. We're kind of retesting a larger area of resistance. We need a range anyways. I think Bitcoin needs the range. I think it's overextended, but we'll get to that here in a minute. Plus, you start looking at all the other charts, and Total One, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Fetch, Link, and Solana, okay, major aspects of the entire cryptocurrency market are all retesting resistance. Right? The entire market is overbought, at resistance. To me, Bitcoin's acting distributive. Right? Total 2 is retesting resistance. Total 3, it did bounce back above that prior resistance, but now you're almost like forming this range and maybe to head lower. Why do we need a range? Because our stock was extremely oversold. We are going to bounce at some point. It's just kind of a when, not an if. But I am a little bit confused on Tether dominance. This did look like a solid double bottom, and now on the weekly I have a hard read because now it looks like a more of a range. With that said, one of the things I've been talking about with the Patrons, I want to share this with you guys. So lots of reasons why I think Bitcoin could pull back. A big one being Tether dominance. Tether dominance currently is forming a head and shoulders, which I want to put the ultimate direction. If this head and shoulders plays out, if this goes down, Bitcoin will go up. And Bitcoin could go up to 112, 120, maybe even 130. Do I believe it goes any higher than that? Not really. Could it? Maybe. I'll eat my words. I'll admit I'm wrong. But for me, the risk reward on getting over 115K just really isn't there for me. I think the crypto space is still due for a long cleanse. But all right, so Tether dominance makes that head and shoulders. What happens? And I'm going to redraw this scenario so you guys will get a good explanation on why I think the way I'm thinking right now. We get this head and shoulders, right? You look at daily stock needs to come up. Daily RSI probably retest 50. It would retest 50 right around 5.65% here. Well, what happens to Bitcoin? Bitcoin likely pulls back. If we look at it, Bitcoin is in the opposite standpoint. Stock is very, very overbought. The most overbought we've had in months, right? Since, honestly, duration-wise, since September in 2024, right? So 8 months ago. I think we come back down. Why? We make that head and shoulders, we come back down. This confirms, if that head and shoulders confirms, this will move higher. Maybe that 120, maybe that 112. And I'll be honest with you guys, I know a lot of you don't want to hear this, and a lot of you that are bullish. I think we're seeing something very, very similar to 2021 and 2022, which might sound crazy, right? Was this, a great chance to buy and sell as a trade? Absolutely. But a couple different things. This is all distributive behavior so that they could sell more at all-time highs. But if you're a long-term investor, let's say you bought Bitcoin 3 or 4 years ago. If you sold Bitcoin right here versus holding through all this nonsense, possibly even selling lower because you might panic, right? If you sold here in 2021 and let's say you sold magically at all-time highs. Let's say you just got extreme lucky, sold at all-time highs. What's the difference, right? And that difference would be about 10%, 16%, 17%. In the grand scheme of things, let's say your average was 4,000. You're at 1262. You're at 1533. Either way, you're making a shit ton of money and you can't buy, you're not going to call tops and bottoms. My thing here, let's say we run to 115, 120. I sold right here. What is the big difference? And again, 99.99% of the market, if we go to here and enter a bear market from there, they won't sell this, right? You're never going to sell the top anyways. No one knows how to predict the top. It's impossible. Get that in your brain. But let's say magically I did. My average was about 18,000 per Bitcoin. So let's go to 18,000. I'm 452%. 556. Okay, I could have made an extra 100%, but profits are profits at the end of the day. And over a 3-year period, making about 120% per year, that's exponentially great, right? There's no investment anywhere on earth that I've found that you can get that, right? Now, trading wise, are we longing and shorting and doing this intermedium? Yes. What I'm referring to for you guys is the long-term plays on Bitcoin and altcoins. And at the moment, if 120 or even 130 is the top, your risk to reward here is not worth it, right? Plus, if we go here in less than a year, you're paying 40% capital gains tax. What's with the black eye? I got back into sparring, boxing sparring, and one of my partners, he's a good friend of mine. He threw a hook, and his thumb piece went into my eye. So painful. Yeah, I'm not someone that goes out to bars and looks for fights. I usually try to avoid them because I don't want to go to jail. But yeah, that was unfortunate because it wasn't even that big of a shot, and it gave me this nasty black eye. Not fun. But yeah, my whole point is risk reward not worth it here. Now, there's something else that I want to talk about, and a lot of it's altcoins, right? Now, a lot of people on Twitter, if you've been seeing, love roasting me for selling at 97K. They think we're going to go to 130, and if we get there and They sell there. They're going to be like, I did better than you. And that's great, right? I don't know where the top is. Neither do you. If you sold at 130 and we ran to 200K, would you be mad? Right? You don't know where the top is. And this idea that we're going to sit at the top for a whole year and then there's going to be a perfect double top or there's going to be a perfect head and shoulders that you're going to get to sell right here on that other shoulder, that's not possible, right? You don't know what's going to happen with the rest of the world. We get a monkey flu that comes in and the market drops all the way back down to 30K. So my whole point is I made 450% on my investment. I'm happy with it. And if you want to say how wrong I am on saying, look, I think the risk to reward right now isn't worth it, especially you start looking at TA, fundamentals are not great. But you look at TA, guys, this is a bearish breakdown and retest so far. Until we put a significant candle over this period, which, by the way, we already covered the daily, talking about how not only is daily volume going down from this bottom to this top, you have overbought stock, you have overbought RSI, you have a lot of issues here. Plus, I believe Bollinger Bands, very spread out. At minimum, I expect a retest of 88K, possibly 83K. They'll feel shit once we go to the 64 to 65, and I believe that, but that doesn't mean we can't go to like 120 first and then correct all the way back down to 60, 50, maybe even 40. So this, again, the idea that, and I want all of you guys to know something. The idea that you need to buy bottoms and sell tops is one, impossible. And two, your goal is to make money in this market. If you bought this low here and sold here, right? You made, almost 30% in a couple weeks. And let's say we run all the way to 112. Are you really that mad that you didn't sell here? Like, yeah, okay, you left some money on the table, but you made a shit ton of money here as an investment. That's good. Not bad. Just some things to think about. But I want to end this stream with this because I don't have a ton of time. I have to jump on a phone call. I actually took a lot of my profits out of crypto and am investing them in various different things. One was real estate. Another one was litigation. There's fire litigation in California. There's also Dieselgate. We're investing in that. Yes, you can invest in law cases. I literally just found out about that this year. The return in a kind of middle ground, by the way, for investing in at least the one law case that I'm very interested in. So on the high end, the bull end, it's 50% per year. In the medium end, it's about 30 to 40. On the low end, it's 25%. They're already predicting that the case is won, and it has to do with Volkswagen selling cars that were not reporting the diesel fumes correctly, and now all their car owners are suing Volkswagen. So should win. If they don't, then whatever. But 50% per year or 40% per year, I'm not going to go wrong with that. So my thing again to you guys is crypto is not the only thing to be investing in. Something else I pointed out over the last couple of weeks. There are few and far in between times when you have the stock market in a very buyable position. And you look at the S&P and VIX, and I've shown this chart dozens of times, and I hope you guys took advantage. Only once every couple years do you see the VIX over 40, the stock market down 20, 25%. In every single instance, it's been an excellent opportunity to buy. So again, rotate a lot of those crypto profits into stocks. Guys, I'm here to make money, not be 100% correct. So if you want someone that's going to tell you to buy the Bitcoin bottom and sell the Bitcoin top, I'm not your guy. I don't know anyone that can do that anyways. But yeah. But let's talk about the last thing I wanted to talk about today. So altcoins. Altcoins are one of the last investments I'm looking at with crypto during this cycle, as everyone else is, of course. So a couple things. One, I'm not seeing any strength from alts. Bitcoin dominance continues to rise. And with that said, Ethereum to Bitcoin continues to fall quite substantially, not regaining any momentum at all. And I can't do a side-by-side because it doesn't keep the drawings active. But here's my Ethereum chart. I mean, one of the ugliest charts I've ever seen. I mean, if this was a scam, like if I were to post this and people would be like, oh, that's a scam coin, it's going to zero. No, that's Ethereum to Bitcoin dominance. right? Until this thing starts showing dominance, I'm not interested. Because you go to all these altcoins, like you go to Ethereum right now, and look, I know altcoin just bounced pretty nicely. Tau bounced very nicely and probably has room to go higher. But you look at Ethereum, guys, this is straight down. This is just a bounce. And we could bounce all the way to 2,200 and it's still bearish, right? Until we break above 2,400 and honestly break into a new uptrend, I don't see the strength from alts, and I don't think the investment into alts is worth it long term, right? You can trade alts all you want. I'm not a big altcoin trader. I would rather hold them. But yeah, I mean, a couple other things. A lot of people hating. I sold my Ethereum here for 2,800. We are currently $1,000 lower, right? We're sitting 40% lower than where I sold. The only coin that's kind of making a comeback is Tau, and I sold Tau up like 430 was my average. Yeah, so like 15% difference, but that doesn't mean that this continues higher. A lot of things, and if you notice, with a lot of altcoins and with Bitcoin and Total One, we talked about this, everything's retesting resistance. You have Ethereum retesting a daily resistance level. You have Link at resistance. I don't have it drawn, but you have a daily resistance level, right? Tau's testing weekly resistance. Fetch is retesting a weekly resistance. Solana's testing resistance. I'm not even going to look at that. Solana to Bitcoin is kind of showing. I don't even want to consider this strength until it bounces and puts in a higher high. But the altcoin market still looks relatively weak, and I'm not interested in buying it. What do I think is next for Tau? I don't care. I'm not interested in buying any altcoins until I see strength. Like even Tau to Bitcoin. So I will say Tau to Bitcoin is the only coin that has shown any sort of strength. So Tau could have like an individual run, but again, you're talking about out of hundreds and hundreds of altcoins that we look at, one is doing good, right? One is doing well. The other 99 or the other, 999 that we look at, whatever it might be, they all look like shit. And to me, if the whole alt space dumps, this is dumping too. Or if Bitcoin dumps, this is dumping too. Tau is not going to rule the market on its own. It's going to follow Bitcoin pretty nicely if Bitcoin continues higher. Like let's say Bitcoin gets to 112, I could see Tau going to maybe $700 to $1,000. But again, my issue is that's like playing roulette and betting on a specific number and color, right? When there's a million other options out there. That's not how I like to invest. Feeling the same vibes. It's like people are tired of constant manipulation. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I think the altcoin space needs a cleanse. I really do. And it's getting one. And some of the things are holding relatively well, but overall, it's like Link, I mean, doing a minus 70%. Yeah, I mean, XRP is doing well because the government wants to use XRP. That's the only thing. And again, I'm not interested in XRP. XRP is way overvalued for me to want to invest in it. You don't buy when things like, look at Link. You don't buy when it looks like this, right? You don't buy here when the chart looks like that. Or let's say we get this first move, ignore all this. You don't buy here, right? You buy at the low of the range, especially after a large drop. So like you can make an argument, and there's obviously arguments for everything here, guys. And look, but the biggest thing for me is I'm not buying because I don't see altcoin strength. Yeah, you could have been buying in here, but my issue is we're in an uncertain time. We've already seen alts not perform well at all. All the altcoin charts continue to get wrecked. The Bitcoin dominance chart is continuing higher, literally parabolically. So my problem with investing in altcoins, yes, is Link at an area that I'd like to buy. Is it down 50% from highs? Yes, but the issue is, what if we just continue lower because Bitcoin dominance continues higher, right? Altcoins at the end of the day are, and like I say this lightly because like Link is obviously not as much of a scam as Pepe Coin or whatever, but 99% of the altcoins in the space are scams. Like, if there's 20 million altcoins, all of them but like 20 are scams. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I do apologize for the quick stream. I appreciate you guys coming out. 800 of you. It's awesome. I'm planning to stream a little bit more, but over the next month or two, I'm going to be on a couple different fishing trips as the weather's gotten a lot better. But with all that said, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Go out, get some sun. The weather's finally getting nice. And always remember, be patient.